35. Read this sentence from paragraph 5. This flight lasted only 12 seconds, but it was nevertheless the first in the history of the world in which a machine carrying a man had raised itself by its own power to full air, sailed forward, and landed at a point as high as from which it started. Okay, the words only, nevertheless, and finally most clearly convey the idea that, well, what is the idea of this paragraph? We go back up. This is most of the paragraph anyway. The idea here is that it really wasn't that long. And actually, we should go back because there are more details that suggested that. It's paragraph 5, and it basically says, even though it was only 12 seconds, well, before that, it says it was equivalent to 540 feet in calm air. These aren't huge distances of flight, in the modern age where we fly across oceans and between cities, continent to continent. They just went 540 feet and only took 12 seconds. However, the idea here is it was a monumental historical flight, despite the numbers not being that impressive on their own. Okay, so only, nevertheless, finally, sort of drive home that idea. They emphasize it. So let's see which answer choice connects to that idea. A, even a flight of such minor duration, 12 seconds is minor duration, and we're setting up a contrasting transition, had taken a long time to achieve. No, that's not the contrast. It's not that it took a long time to achieve. The idea is that it was historical, despite being only 12 seconds. Let's check B. The short flight gave the Wright brothers hope for longer ones in the future. Again, no, that's not the idea. C. The flight proved that the machine was at last capable of becoming airborne. The flight proved it. Again, that's extreme, so you want to be careful. The machine was at last. Who knows about at last? We just don't know. I mean, maybe this is at first, or, I wouldn't put in the qualifier at last, capable of being airborne. And the machine, what machine? A machine with a person riding in it. They give pretty detailed explanation of what a flight was in the passage. This is not very detailed at all. So I don't think this is right. C does not look correct. D, although it was brief, yes, so we're contrasting, and it was brief, that's the idea. The flight was a remarkable accomplishment. Yes, it was historical. It was the first man-made flight that met the conditions. D is the correct answer for 35.